So in terms of preferences, there's not a huge amount that you can mess around with, but I will go over this briefly because there are some things we might want to change. If we go up here to Redshift and come down to our preferences, we get this pane, and this is also the same thing as if you were to go to Edit, Preferences, and then come down under the renderer, twirl this arrow down, and we can choose Redshift here. So up here at the top is our currently installed version. As of recording this video, I'm using the latest one, which is version 2.6.14. I will try and keep updating as I record more videos, so if anything major changes, I'll keep you posted. Down below that, we've got our graphics cards. You may have more or less depending on your system, but you can enable them here or disable them. Below that, we've got our cache folder. This is for texture caches. So Redshift converts all textures to its own internal format, which is far more efficient for rendering. Your path probably looks something completely different, but I've actually set mine to a separate drive. You can change it or you can leave it as is, it's up to you. I would say though, it is recommended that if you do move it to a custom location, you do put it on a fast drive like an SSD drive. It's much more faster for sort of the read and write to work, and it will help speed up your rendering. Below that, we've got our texture cache max, which is the maximum size that Redshift will store these converted textures. I just leave this as default, which should be 32. Below that, all these things I normally leave as is. I wouldn't really touch them unless you particularly need to. The one thing you might want to change is this use global editor for shader node attributes, but we'll come back to that a little bit later when we deal with shader graph. The last thing to be aware of is any changes you make, you need to restart Cinema 4D for these to take effect.